Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Elle here. Today's video is a tutorial on this look that I'm wearing right now, obviously, but it's also like a bit of a review of some palettes that I got sent by Pixi Beauty. They were very kind to send me some of their palettes, which was very exciting. So I got two eyeshadow palettes, which are these ones. They're called the Eye Effects palettes, and these are £22, I believe. So I got Hazelnut, Haze and Rosette. Is it? Rosette Ray. I could not say that then. Rosette Ray and Hazelnut Haze. So that is Hazelnut Haze. This is the palette I used today, just because this was screaming like autumn to me. Like, look at these shades. Look at them. So that's that one. And then this one is Rosette Ray. If I can open that one. So this is Rosette Ray. So it's obviously more berry toned. And that's them next to each other. So they are very pretty palettes. I absolutely love them. Like, look how pretty they are. Like I said, these retail for £22, which I don't think is bad for 9 eyeshadows, especially the quality of them. Like, look at this eye makeup. Look at it. Very pigmented. I did say whilst I was doing filming the video, when I first swatched them, I swatched them a few days ago on my arm on my Instagram stories, and I even put on my Instagram story like the matte shades aren't really very pigmented, but I didn't know if it was because I was swatching them on my arm without a base. When I applied them over the top of my eye base, can I just say they were very pigmented. So I just think it when I swatched them, like did the finger swatches on my arms, it was just because I didn't have a base underneath. But they are actually very pigmented, like very pigmented. So they are the two eyeshadow palettes, which are absolutely stunning. And then I also got two blush quads as well. So the blush quads are called the Nuance Quartette, and I got the shade Sugar Blossom, which is like this. This is obviously more pinky shades. And I also got Honey Nectar, which is your more peachy shades. So this is the difference. So I used this one today, and just because like peaches are like my kind of shade. But yeah, they are the blush quads. I actually used this as a highlighter. It looks very nice as a highlighter, so kind of like a blush slash highlighter quad, but absolutely stunning. Again, the pigmentation, they blend amazing, and these are £16, so these retail for £16 each. So I do want to say a huge thank you to Pixi Beauty for sending me these. These are the two that I used today for the look that I'm wearing right now. Let me know in the comment section if I should do a tutorial with the other two palettes. So let me know if you want me to do a tutorial using these shades as well. Obviously these are a lot more like berry tones, and I think the pinks would look better with the berry tones rather than the more peachy shades, if you get me. So yeah, let me know in the comment section if you want me to do a tutorial with the other two, and I will. But I'm absolutely loving this. Anyways, I'm going to stop blabbing on because I always blab on for way too long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. So let's just get this started. Right guys, so I've already done my brows and primed my eyes off of camera. So just to prime my eyes, as always, I use the Peel Louise base in the shade number 2. Always use that. So we're just going to go and jump straight into eyeshadow now. And I'm going to be using the Hazelnut Haze palette from Pixi Beauty. It's one of their eye effects palettes that they've recently brought out. And this is what it looks like. It's just really pretty, like very autumnal shades, like, yes. So I'm very excited to give this a go and see what I think of it. I did swatch these on my story the other day, and I thought that the shimmer shades were stunning, but the matte shades just weren't very pigmented. But I did swatch them on my arm with no base, so that might have been why. So we're gonna see what they're like with a base. So I'm gonna start off with the shade, this one here, which is called Deep. It's just a really dark, deep brown. I'm going to go in with a crown brush, pencil brush. This doesn't have a number, but it is just a pencil brush. See how pigmented these shades are over the top of a base. So I'm just going to start applying this right in the crease. Okay, well, straight off I'm going to say definitely more pigmented over the top of a base than when you just swatch them on your arm. Like, that is pigmented. I've not really picked much product up there, but that is pigmented. So we're just going to get that right into the crease. Yeah, I'm impressed. I am very impressed with that pigment. Like I said, when I swatched it on my arm the other day, I was a bit like, about the matte shades. But it just goes to show what a good base does. Thanks, P. Louise. So now that I've got that in the crease, and I am very impressed with how pigmented that is, now I'm going to go in with this shade right here. What is this called? It's called Rosette. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Rosette, I think. But that is this one right here. Just to blend that out, and I'm going to be using a Zoeva 231 brush, which is just a bigger, chunkier pencil brush. I'm going to start blending the darker colour out. These palettes do actually have quite a decent sized mirror in them, by the way, guys. They have like quite a nice big mirror. It's a good mirror as well. It's not one of those ones. Do you get some palettes sometimes and then the mirror is like the mirror in a fun house or something? Is that what they're called? Like, do you know if you went to a fair and you went into it, you get what I'm saying? And they're like really distorted. It's not like that. It's actually a very good mirror. It's really going to annoy me. I feel like it is called a fun house, but I really don't know, and that's going to annoy me now for the rest of the day until I find out. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. This is a stunning colour, by the way. It's just a really nice, it's basically like a rust. It's just a rust shade. It's so stunning and it's so pigmented. I am so impressed with this pigmentation. I feel like I'm going to keep saying that now. I was just, like I said, after the swatches on my arm the other day, I was a bit like worried, but these are amazing. So now that we've blended that out, obviously we need to go in with a lighter shade just to make sure everything is nice and blended. So I'm going to go in with this, oh, you can see everything in the mirror, sorry guys. I'm going to go in with, try and like cover the mirror up. I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Neutral. It's just called Neutral. Nice neutral shade as well. So I'm going to use a Zoeva 228 brush. Just pick that up and then just start to blend right over the edge. Also, these shadows have some kickback. I don't know if you can see in that one that I've just used, there is quite a bit of kickback, but personally I'd rather have kickback and have pigmented eyeshadows than no kickback and no pigment. You get me? I know everyone is different. Some people hate it when there's like kickback from their eyeshadows, but personally it doesn't bother me whatsoever, but just thought I'd let you know in case it does bother you. Right, these eyeshadows are, in my opinion, going on really, really nicely. They're really pigmented and they are blending really easily as well. When I did swatch them, one thing I will say is they are very, very soft and very creamy to the touch, which is probably why, like I said, you get that kickback when you do put your brush in there. But again, that really doesn't bother me. I would rather have kickback and have a pigmented eyeshadow than having no kickback but not having a pigmented eyeshadow. But I know it bothers some people, which is why I'm just letting you guys know. So next I'm going to go and do the lid shade now. And I'm going to go in with the shade Cream, which is this shade right here. It's just, you know, a matte cream shade, like a... basically almost the same colour as my skin, and that's what I'm going to be putting all over the lid. And I'm going to use a Zoeva 234 brush to do this. This is clean, by the way, it's just stained pink, but we'll ignore that. And I'm not going to do any major cut crease or anything like that because I want it to be a bit softer. So I'm just going to start by pressing that all over the lid. Okay, now I've put the cream shade all over the lid. I'm just going to do a bit of a smoky lash line. So I'm going to go in with the same brush we used before with that darker shade, which was called Deep, on the pencil brush again, just so I can sort of blend that into the lash line. And make sure you're connecting it to the outer corner where you applied the eyeshadow as well. And now that I've done that, I'm going to go in with the same brush that we used, the shade Rosette, I think it was called. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Again, in with that shade just to blend the liner out, the smoky liner out. By the way, this is the first time I've ever used any products from Pixi Beauty. I've wanted to try some of their products for ages, because I always like see their products and I'm like, they look really good, they're supposed to be really good. The packaging is always really cute, so I've been wanting to try them for ages, so I'm really glad that I'm finally trying them out. Right, I'm gonna go and do an inner corner highlight now. So I'm gonna use that same brush we used for the lid shade, but I'm gonna use, ooh, let's see. Try this shade out. It's the shade Gold, so this middle shade right here. I'm gonna use that one and see how that goes for an inner corner highlight. Kind of excited. I'm just gonna use the tip of the brush to apply it. Ooh. That is pretty. It's a very yellow gold. You can probably see that on camera. I don't know why I felt the need to tell you that, guys, but it's a very like yellowish gold, but it does look really, really nice as an inner corner highlight. I'm gonna go off of camera and I'm gonna pop on some lashes and then I'll just come back and do my skin and finish off the eye makeup. So I'm gonna move on to skin now. For primer, I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow primer. Absolutely love this primer. It just gives such a nice glow to the skin, but without being like too shiny. Because I know some people hate like primers that are too shiny. You know that, I mean, I like the Tin Man effect, but not everyone does. But this is a lot more on the natural side. And for foundation, I'm going to use the XX Revolution. I think they call it like the foundation. This is in the shade FX8. First things first, I'm just going to dot this all over the skin. And then to blend it out, I'm going to use a PC19 brush from Peaches and Cream. If you watched my last video, which was all about my favourite brushes, you will know that I absolutely love this brush because I talked about it in that video. And when I'm putting my foundation on, I just use a bouncing motion rather than blending it all over. Just so I don't lose my coverage, I just bounce it onto the skin instead. I feel like when I watch this back, it looks like I'm really attacking my face, but I'm like not. This foundation is really full coverage, by the way. This is literally one pump. One pump of foundation. When you are doing your foundation, I would actually advise going in with just a bit and building on it. So I know some people do like 2 or 3 pumps of the foundation and it's not needed. Seriously, just next time you do your foundation, just go in with 1 pump, and if you need a little bit more coverage, then go in with more. That's the way I tend to do it. And I think that's when you get like that sort of flawless skin but looking natural rather than looking cakey. If you just do a thin layer all over and then just add more where you need it in the areas that you need the coverage. So for concealer now, I'm going to use the XX Revolution concealer as well. I think this is just called like Perfect Skin Concealer or something, I'm not sure. And this is in the shade CX5. So I'm just going to put this right underneath my eyes to conceal those bags that we've got going on. Also just going to put some on the chin and on the forehead as well. And then just to blend that out, I'm going to go in with the Peaches and Cream PC27 brush. Again, if you watched my last video, you'll know that I absolutely love this brush for my concealer. And just blend out underneath the eye as well. So before I do the rest of my skin, I'm just going to finish off the eyes because I've still got to do underneath. So I'm just going to take the pencil brush again with the shade Deep, I think it was called, which was the darkest shade, and I'm just going to blend this on the lower lash line. And I'm just going to go in with those same shadows that we used on top. So I'm next going to go in with the chunky pencil brush in the shade Rosette. I'm still probably pronouncing this wrong, but oh well. And we're going to blend out the dark shade we've just put down. And then finally the shade, was it called Natural, I think? Neutral, sorry, not natural, neutral. And the bigger, fluffier brush, again, just to blend everything out. And just for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the shade, is it Costa Riche? I think it's just a Costa Riche eye pencil from MAC, straight into the waterline. This is just like a really nice rich brown, which I like because sometimes I don't want anything as dark as like Feline from MAC. Like I don't want a black, I just want something a little bit lighter, so I like to go in with Costa Riche. Coffee or Teddy are also really good colours from MAC if you're not wanting a black if you're wanting more of a brown shade. It's time to set my foundation now, so I'm just going to go in with the Water Weight powder from MAC and the Peaches and Cream PC04 brush and just pat that all over the skin just to set the foundation. Okay, now I need to bronze my skin up because my skin's looking like, my face looks flat right now. It just looks flat, and that's not a good look. So we're gonna go in with the what is this called? It's from XX Revolution and it's called Chaos. That's the shade name. It's called Chaos. Hi, you can see my little camera set up there. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And I'm going to go in with a MAC 135 brush as well, just to blend that out. Absolutely love this brush for bronzer. And we're just going to go right underneath the cheekbones. One thing I will say about this bronzer, and I'm going to take a guess and say this goes for all of the XX Revolution bronzers and it's not just this shade. It is very pigmented, so if you are going to go and buy one of these bronzers, and I would just say just be thoughtful of when you're applying it, and use a light hand. You don't need to go heavy with this. You literally I just tap the brush in the product like 2 or 3 times and that is like enough for one area pretty much. So just be careful. That's all I want to say. For blush, I'm going to use they have blush palettes as well, so this one is in the shade Honey Nectar. These little blush quads are like called their Nuance Quartette, I think that's what they're calling them, and this one is in the shade Honey Nectar, and this is what it looks like. So obviously you got blush shades. I guess you could use that either as a blush or a contour shade depending on how you apply it. Probably more of a blush, and could use that maybe as a highlighter. We'll see. So I'm going to use the Real Techniques just blush brush. That is literally what it's called. I'm going to use this shade right here, which is called Honey, I believe, or is it Nectar? Yeah, that'll be Nectar. I'm trying to like work them out from like, because they're backwards, it's just confusing. So yeah, this is the shade Nectar that I will be using, which is a really nice peach shade. When I swatched this, by the way, it looked stunning. It's not letting me down. Oh, that is such a pretty blush. I was super excited when I did receive this like package just because of the blush quads. I was like, yes. And we know me, I like to dust it all over the place. Obviously I put it on my cheeks and I dust it on my nose, and then I just do a tiny bit on my chin and forehead, not loads, just a little bit. I just think it looks more cohesive, because if you were to catch the sun, obviously it would hit like the top of your forehead, the nose and your chin as well. It wouldn't just hit your cheeks. So for highlighter, I am going to actually try the shade Honey, which is this one here, like I said. I'm trying to like make it so you can't actually see everything through the mirror. So I'm going to try this shade here for highlighter, which is called Honey, and I'm going to use this on a Peaches and Cream PC28 brush. We'll see how this looks. I don't know if it's going to look too yellow or too dark on me. I'm not sure. We're just going to go for it. Okay, it is obviously more on the yellowy gold side, but I'm not mad at that. That is actually really, really pretty. And that complements that blush. Like, wow. Look at that. Now that is an amazing highlight. This is where I turn into a Tin Man, like on Wizard of Oz. I always put it on the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow as well. We know this, I like highlighter everywhere, and I put some on my chin and above the arch of each brow. Okay, so that is my skin done, so I'm just going to chuck on a lip now. Right guys, I've just chucked on a lip. Obviously I went with a nude lip, so I just applied Cork Lip Pencil from MAC, the Ash Lipstick also from MAC, and then the Be Perfect Times Stacey Marie Starkers lip gloss as well, and that's what it's looking like. And this is the finished look. I'm actually really impressed with the eyeshadows and the blush quad, just saying. Like, I didn't think I would like them as much as I do. Like, more so the eyeshadows, I didn't think I would like the eyeshadows as much as I actually do. Like, I am actually very, very impressed with them, just saying. So yeah, very impressed. Just to show you the ones I used again. This was the eyeshadow palette and the blush quad as well. That's not really picking up very well, the blush quad, is it, for some reason? There we go, you can see a lot better now. So the eyeshadow palette and the blush quad, they are what I used today. And they are absolutely stunning. This is going to be a new favourite, and to be fair, so is this. Like, these shades are so pretty. I really can't wait to use that like green in the centre there. That looks stunning. So that is today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of this video. If you want to see more videos like this where I'm trying out new products, because yeah, and like giving my reviews on them, that kind of thing. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you did think, and if you would like to see more like this. Also, make sure you do give this video a huge thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and if you haven't already, make sure you click the little subscription box down below. Let me know as well in the comments, would you like me to do a video using the other two palettes, because obviously there were two eyeshadow palettes and two blush palettes. So just to show you the other two, these were the other two. So let me know in the comment section down below if you'd like me to do a video. Yeah, that is the right one. I was like, is that the right one? Let me know in the comment section down below if you want me to do like a tutorial and review of these two as well. And I will. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, let me know in the comments section down below what you did think. Anyways, that's all for now, so I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.